pull in those documents, the email communications on the draft deal, I guess, deal in quotations with the mayor. And then we'll just pull those in and talk about it here. So it says, looks good to me. BJ sent that out. What is he referring to? This is the email. On February 12, 2022 at 15:47:25, Keith Wilson wrote, last night at the board meeting, the board directed that a drafting committee of Sean, Ryan, Ava, and Keith draft a document that would describe the Freedom Convoy's overall demands of all governments in a way forward. Hence, the drafting committee will keep working on the broader document for review by the board tomorrow. But in the meantime, below is a draft communication. And then here's the communications between Keith and BJ via text message.
Hold on, you gotta back it up a bit though. Go back to that. Go back. You're jumping ahead. Let's go through this email. So, this is the email that they claim is notifying everyone that there was a resolution of the Freedom Corp Board of Directors. So first of all, a communications document asking for demands of the government is not a deal document. That's a PR piece that says of government, this is why we're here to protest. And this is what we want. And arguably, they had already been doing those in press releases, the protesters saying, we're here in Ottawa because we want to get rid of the ArriveCan app and all mandates, right? So this is some kind of other demand document. Not a legal document, doesn't sound like. It sounds like a press document or a comms document. And then further down there, it says, I think there's a line there that says, we'll circulate the updated version to everyone when it's finished, right? We'll keep working on the broader document for review by the board.
Yeah.
Right in that first line, the second paragraph. So what we got on the, what we brought up in the inquiry, and you can go back and look at the video, is that no follow-up document was ever circulated to the board. And it was this draft or whatever. And the document they're referring to in this wasn't the letter that Wilson was later referring to as the deal document, right? And so they were kind of conflating two things together to throw this entire national emergency that Justin's saying happened, the prime minister saying happened, all at the feet of one guy and one tweet. And by conflating two things together, it was truly ridiculous. So Ben's testimony was he was against any kind of going first to discuss with the city some kind of a deal, and there's many reasons we can get into that why that's not a good idea and probably make it worse.
Yeah, we should touch on that later, because he was getting advice on why he thought this was a bad idea, right?
But the next thing you're going to go to is the text, and on the 13th, Wilson called Ben, and they chatted and said, no, there's no deal. And on the 14th, he sent this message to Ben saying, no deal. And at the end of his message is more rumors.
And so I'll just read that in now. BJ to Wilson, I spent hours up until 1 a.m. being scolded by 2,000 of our supporters of Twitter Spaces last night for the letter to the mayor. It took a couple of hours, but finally got them on board and understanding. Dagny is trying to draft the press release today. She's being told by some lawyer that they are drafting something between Tamara and the city, and they won't tell us what is in it. I need your help to end this process. Keith's response back was, neither Ava nor I are drafting anything for the city. More rumors.
And more rumors suggests that's not one rumor, right? More rumors is obviously he's stating that there's rumors and they've been going on for a while. Maybe they were just going on that day, but that's fresh in the morning, 8 o'clock on the 14th. So, I don't know why that was said in testimony, but one thing's for sure. Ben's really, really lucky that he got called as a witness so we could straighten all this out. Because if he wasn't called as a witness, the vast majority of people would have heard that testimony, and very prejudicial to Ben, like publicly, reputationally, in front of the protesters and in front of those across Canada that didn't support the protest. And I think it was totally inappropriate to provide that, but we were able in 3 hours to get on the record of the facts. And that was one of the exchanges in the facts. And then there was the whole other layer of, was there a deal? And of course, when you're talking about Doug Ford's buddy, Dean French, representing the truckers, it's not a deal. That's totally not a deal. So we can get into that as well, Greg. But if you have more questions about this deal or no deal, there was another document, another text exchange that we were able to pull up. And that was Tamara on the 14th also messaging Ben in the group chat that the directors and others that were protesting had. I think it was on Signal or Telegram. And she too said to Ben, I don't know anything about a deal.